In Nigeria, Western troops have been pushed out, and a new player has stepped in to fill the vacuum. What drove the departure of established military forces, and how is this emerging power leveraging the situation to expand its influence? How are advanced technologies and broad-based support reshaping the security and development landscape in the region? Come, let's explore in today's episode. Turkey steps in with soldiers in Niger. After German troops are kicked out, shifting alliances in Niger's geopolitical landscape. Niger, a landlocked country in West Africa, has historically been entrenched in complex geopolitical dynamics shaped by colonialism and post-colonial dependencies. With abundant natural resources, particularly uranium, Niger has long been a focal point for international interests. Since gaining independence from France in 1960, Niger's reliance on Western military support and economic aid has often perpetuated dependency and external influence over its sovereign decisions. A dramatic shift occurred with the 2023 coup led by General Abdurrahmane Chiani, signaling a departure from the previous political order. The new military regime prioritized sovereignty and self-determination, prompting a re-evaluation of Niger's foreign alliances. This shift has seen Niger sever ties with traditional Western allies like France and the United States, aligning instead with new partners such as Turkey. Have you heard of this coup before? What is the 2023 coup? The 2023 coup in Niger marked the fifth successful military takeover in the country's post-independence history. General Abdurrahmane Chiani, who led the coup, was the head of the Presidential Guard. This coup followed a history of political instability in Niger, including a failed coup attempt in 2021 when military dissidents tried to seize the presidential palace just days before President Mohamed Bazoum's inauguration. Bazoum was the first democratically elected president to succeed another elected leader in Niger. The coup was influenced by a variety of factors, including rising living costs, perceptions of governmental incompetence, and internal military disputes. Bazoum's plans to replace General Chiani added to the tensions. The military's dissatisfaction with Bazoum's support for the Economic Community of West African States' anti-junta stance also played a role in his overthrow. The 2023 coup did not occur in isolation, but followed a series of coups in neighboring countries such as Guinea, Mali, and Sudan in 2021, and Burkina Faso in 2022. These events have led to the region being referred to as a coup belt, significantly impacting political stability and security in West Africa. Niger, a member of the Economic Community of West African States, has had its political landscape further complicated by the suspension of other member states that have experienced successful coups. Despite extensive military support from Western countries like the United States, France, and Turkey, Niger faced ongoing threats from Islamist insurgencies. General Chiani justified the coup by citing the government's inability to effectively manage jihadist violence, although reports indicated that such violence was decreasing at the time. Following the 2023 coup, Niger plunged into a period of significant disruptions, including widespread demonstrations, power supply interruptions, and escalating international tensions. The military junta declared a new government and promised a return to civilian rule within 3 years, adding further complexity to Niger's path to stability. This coup has fundamentally reshaped Niger's political landscape, with lasting effects on its governance and international relations. Historically aligned with Western powers, Niger's recent foreign policy shift reflected significant changes in its strategic priorities. The departure of Western troops, including German forces, created a power vacuum and prompted Niger's new leadership to seek alternative partnerships. This exit was driven by escalating tensions and the junta's demand for sovereignty and self-determination. As Western military presence diminished, Niger turned to new allies offering more practical and reliable support. Turkey seized this gap, stepping in to fill the void left by the departing Western forces. Turkey's strategic entry. Historically, Niger has relied extensively on Western support from countries like France, the United States, and the European Union. This assistance has been crucial in providing military aid, economic support, and development projects. Despite its importance, Western aid has often been criticized for creating dependency and not fully aligning with Niger's evolving strategic needs. The Western approach, while beneficial in many aspects, has sometimes been perceived as rigid, conditional, or focused on short-term goals, which has limited its effectiveness in addressing the country's comprehensive needs. In stark contrast, Turkey's approach to supporting Niger offers a more integrated and multifaceted partnership. Turkey's involvement is distinguished by its provision of advanced military technology and a broad-based development strategy. One of the key elements of this support is the deployment of Bayraktar combat drones, which provide real-time surveillance and precision strikes. These drones represent a significant technological advancement over the traditional military aid and training that Niger received from Western allies, which often lack the cutting-edge capabilities that Turkey now provides. Furthermore, Turkey's engagement extends well beyond military assistance, encompassing education, energy, health, and trade. This comprehensive approach addresses various aspects of Niger's development, including long-term investments in education and infrastructure. For instance, Turkish educational exchanges and scholarships for Nigerian students are part of a broader strategy to build lasting ties and develop human capital. In the energy sector, Turkey's expertise helps Niger diversify its energy sources, promoting economic self-sufficiency and reducing reliance on imported fuel. This holistic and sustained approach contrasts with the more segmented and project-based nature of Western aid, which can sometimes lack continuity and fail to address the broader developmental challenges faced by Niger. By offering integrated support across multiple sectors and focusing on long-term investments, Turkey's partnership with Niger represents a significant departure from previous Western support models, aligning more closely with the country's current strategic and developmental needs. Diversifying partnerships for economic growth. By diversifying its partners, Niger can leverage a broader range of resources and expertise, fostering economic growth and development. This approach reduces dependency on traditional Western donors and aligns with Niger's goal of achieving greater economic independence. Turkey's involvement in the energy sector, particularly in renewable energy projects, promises to diversify Niger's energy sources and reduce its dependency on imported fuel. Moreover, the health sector collaboration addresses some of Niger's most critical public health challenges. Turkish medical missions and the establishment of healthcare facilities provide much-needed services in underserved areas. These initiatives not only improve health outcomes, but also contribute to social stability by addressing some of the underlying causes of conflict, such as poverty and lack of access to basic services. In education, the focus on building long-term ties through scholarships, joint research initiatives, and educational exchanges is a strategic investment in Niger's future. By developing human capital, Turkey is helping to create a cadre of professionals and leaders who are well-equipped to drive the country's development. Regional stability and development implications. As Niger continues to build its economic and security partnerships, the broader implications for regional stability and development are significant. The country's ability to navigate these new alliances while addressing its internal challenges will be crucial for its future. The success of these partnerships could serve as a model for other African nations seeking to diversify their foreign relations and pursue more autonomous development strategies. The withdrawal of Western forces and the entry of new players like Turkey, Iran, and Russia affect the regional balance of power. This shift represents a major realignment in West Africa's balance of power, with far-reaching consequences for regional stability and development. The exclusion of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso from the West African Bloc Economic Community of West African states further solidifies this realignment. These countries' collective decision to distance themselves from the economic community of West African states signals a rejection of Western alliances and regional frameworks. Instead, they are pursuing a more autonomous path aligned with non-Western powers that respect their sovereignty and strategic interests. Geopolitical realignment and international perceptions. Internationally, these changes are perceived with a mix of apprehension and strategic recalibration. Many view Niger's pivot as a move towards pro-Russia and pro-China stances, with Turkey's involvement, despite its North Atlantic Treaty Organization membership, raising questions about the coherence of the North Atlantic Treaty Organization's regional strategy. For Niger, the realignment brings notable benefits. Enhanced security through advanced military technology, diversified economic partnerships, and increased autonomy in foreign policy are key advantages. However, this shift isn't without risks. There's the potential for isolation from traditional Western aid and investment, which could impact Niger's development trajectory. Diving deeper into the geopolitical shifts, Turkey, Iran, and Russia each bring distinct strengths to their partnership with Niger. Turkey's focus on expanding influence through comprehensive economic and security cooperation contrasts with the often segmented Western support. Iran's involvement, driven by ideological and strategic goals, aims to counter Western influence, while Russia's engagement through paramilitary support and intelligence sharing reflects a broader strategy of reasserting its presence in Africa. This realignment also reshapes regional dynamics. The coalition of Niger, Mali, and Burkina Faso, distancing itself from the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, signals a major shift in power. Supported by non-Western powers, this bloc aims to build a more self-sufficient and autonomous regional alliance. The departure of Western forces and the rise of new players mean countries like Nigeria and Ghana, which maintain ties with Western powers, now face a more complex geopolitical environment. This could lead to new regional tensions, but also open doors for broader African cooperation. For the West, adapting to these changes will be crucial. Diplomatic efforts, economic investments, and non-military engagement will need to be recalibrated to rebuild trust and support stability. The global implications are profound, as the involvement of Turkey, Iran, and Russia highlights a shift towards multipolarity and the rise of new global powers, challenging the traditional dominance of Western nations. Totally, in the heart of West Africa, a new chapter is being written, one that reflects the changing dynamics of global power and the enduring quest for security, stability, and prosperity. Niger's bold realignment, marked by the expulsion of Western forces and a new alliance with Turkey, signifies a broader trend of African nations reclaiming their sovereignty and forging equitable partnerships. This transformation not only reshapes Niger's future, but also offers vital lessons for the region and beyond. What is your opinion on this realignment? Comment below. Thank you for joining us today. Stay tuned for more insightful discussions and updates.